What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're going to talk about the death of Kotaku because it seems like they are about to be completely cut down. I mean, just in the recent times, Kotaku UK has been permanently shuttered, and now just yesterday, Kotaku Australia laid off every single employee. And I want to discuss this because I think I have an interesting viewpoint from this because I am an independent gaming dude. I do game reviews and news and stuff like that. But also, I was almost hired at Kotaku. Also, Kotaku has written a bunch of articles about me and stuff. So I want to talk about how their influence has changed because they've been around for decades. And yet, just recently, it seems like everybody completely despises Kotaku and what they stand for. But let's discuss. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, there is some people that are incredibly sad about this because Kotaku UK and Kotaku Australia, they both did some very good work here and there. I think they did a good job at actually spotlighting particular indie games and digging up some great stories here and there. But the problem is that for every good article that Kotaku puts out, they also put out a lot of just absolute garbage. So Kotaku Australia shut down yesterday. Kotaku UK shut down at the end of 2020. So there's a bit of a graveyard. A lot of their takes have been just so stupid. I feel like part of the reason that people get so annoyed about Kotaku is that their logic is so stupid at times. Final Fantasy 16 is so depressing. Yeah, buddy, that's the story of the game. There is so many people that just constantly love to make fun of the fact that Kotaku does not really seem to understand the games that they like to discuss. And also, they're very strange about attacking what feels like YouTubers specifically. In the past, I've done videos when they would attack Yang Yi. They did hit pieces on a lot of people that personally I enjoy watching, but also stuff like this is Colin Moriarty. Years ago, he worked for a company called Kinda Funny that does all sorts of YouTube content. He made a slightly sexist joke. That's not an accusation. He admits that the punchline of the joke is that it was sexist. I can't even remember what it was. I'll put it up here on the screen, but it was something like, day without a woman, peace and quiet. You know what? There is a lot of offensive jokes on the internet. This is a 2 out of 10. This is just such a silly it's just a goofy dad joke. You know, I think the point is that it's supposed to be a slightly cringe joke. It's not meant to be offensive. It's clearly supposed to just be like, oh, my wife, eh. Okay. Because of that, Kotaku wrote multiple gigantic exposés about how he needs to be run out of the industry, completely blacklisted, and basically not allowed access to even review copies and stuff. And so he has been incredibly happy about the slow dismantling of Kotaku and all of its many branches. I understand that. He has a personal grudge, and you know what? More power to him. He is now really big and really successful. But I feel like the issue with Kotaku is twofold. It's the fact that their reporting continues to get worse, and it's also the fact that they're just so adversarial. It does often feel like it is Kotaku going against the gamers. Like IGN, GameSpot, like other major websites will sometimes publish something that we disagree with, a review score that's incredibly low, or some gaming take that's just honestly so bizarre we don't really understand it. But it's difficult to get mad at the idea of IGN or GameSpot in the same way as Kotaku because it never feels like GameSpot or IGN or the really big websites, they're never trying to just do like a moral implication. You know, it always feels like when you're hearing from IGN or GameSpot, it is an individual journalist's opinion of something, but it isn't like some definitive think my way or die for it. A lot of people, though, a lot of people are saying that Kotaku was always bad. I can't hate them in the same way. Like, honestly, one of the things that got my start here, published back in 2014, exactly 10 years ago, I made a video talking about Silent Hill PT demo when it first came out. This was one of my first viral videos. This video here, I'm going to pull it up here while it's muted. This video with my old intro and stuff like that, this got 87,000 views back when I had about 50 subscribers. I used to actually put a picture of myself in the corner of the screen. Kotaku liked this video so much, they wrote a whole article about it. And I think that's cool. But I think my problem is the fact that Kotaku has done some great, important reporting in the past. Their expose about how Konami was basically torturing its staff. They were actually, I did a video about this, 10 years ago as well, but it turned out that Kotaku found a bunch of insider sources that discussed the fact that they were literally locking people into rooms, turning off emergency exits, making people work ridiculous overtime to try and just drive them to either make the best game ever or essentially quit. This is an important report. It's good this came out, and honestly, I think it helped Konami reflect and honestly get that public backlash it needed to improve from there on out. And now, when's the last time Kotaku wrote an actually mind-blowing article? When's the last time that you've seen anything from a lot of these major outlets that seem to actually be good? I think what does seem strange is the fact that right now, games media is suffering from a lot of massive layoffs. Pretty much everything. IGN, Game Informer, Fanbyte, Giant Bomb, they're all getting completely slimmed down. Even Washington Post just fired its entire gaming section at the beginning of last year. And I think it's because people do not trust journalists in the same way. Which to me is still a bit of a strange thing because a lot of these writers, a lot of these people, even if their individual articles are dumb, I have actually tracked down and read some of their books. I'm a very big fan of books in general. I worked at a bookstore for almost 10 years, and so I have a massive book collection, shelves and shelves of it over there. And so a lot of times, some of these journalists end up writing incredibly good definitive works about the entire history of Nintendo and how Nintendo saved the gaming industry. This is Chris Kohler, who's worked for a lot of the websites that a lot of people hate, and he's done a lot of amazing work for them back in the day. Or even this one here, Chrono Trigger. This book is like an interesting story of a guy's life tied into the history of Chrono Trigger and its development. These books, this journalistic integrity, though, I feel like it has shifted in its importance. Like back in the day, if you even claimed to be a journalist, there was this like automatic assumed amount of professionalism. Whereas a lot of journalists now kind of just talk about whatever random topic that they feel like they can drill down on, anything they can sort of explain or try and break down for some extra clicks. I think people are beginning to enjoy the idea of YouTubers far more than the typical sense of a professional games journalist. I get stopped by subscribers pretty often in real life. Everybody's always very fun. Everybody's very pleasant. Literally, just a couple of days ago, I was riding my bike and doing some cardio, and this guy, I stopped, and this dude was signaling. I was wearing headphones, and I took my headphones off, and the guy was like, "Oh, Dreamcast Guy," and he knuckle bumped me, and I was like, "Oh, hey, thanks, man." And he was like, "Yeah, man, I love your videos because you're just a dude." And I hear that so much. I do not have any professional training. I don't have any college experience. I never went to a single day of college. I'm literally just a guy talking to the camera about the games I love. And yeah, sometimes I get stuff wrong. Sometimes I'm too emotional about a particular topic that interests me. I'm too hyped or too negative about some certain topics. But I almost think that's what people enjoy. journalists at a lot of these websites feel like they're just so disconnected, like on purpose, by design. They try and be this cold, ambivalent voice that's reflecting from far above about the ebb and flow of the gaming industry, whereas a lot of YouTubers, even if they are dumb or silly or playful or even live streamers and stuff like that, I feel like you can tell their actual emotions because of the face-to-face interactions. I feel like people like Yang Yi or Skill Up or Spawnwave and stuff like that, I feel like these people have sort of replaced the idea of Kotaku, because Kotaku has just become a place where you get very strange takes from very strange people. I can't hate Kotaku as much as other people have, because I think they have done a lot of good work in the past. They suck now, but I feel like the worst is still to come. I think IGN, GameSpot, I think a lot of this games media stuff is going to continue to go belly up as the rise of YouTubers continues. But what do you guys feel about this? I want you guys to be super brutally honest in the comment section, but how do you feel about the death of Kotaku? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Or are you kind of just mixed on it? I guess I am still mourning it, because Kotaku used to be great. I think a lot of these websites used to be the big spot to get deep dive reporting and really exhaustive game reviews and stuff, but now I just have YouTubers for that. But tell me your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Oh god, did I forget to say like and subscribe at the beginning of the video. Oh well. Love you guys. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.